So with this being the opening of the college basketball season, I'll repeat what I say at the start of every season, no matter the sport. The first 2 to 3 weeks, the only time you truly have the advantage over the odds makers. You're going to find more soft numbers than any other time of the season because the odds makers rarely know more about a team than you do coming out of exhibition or training camp scenarios. And that's why you have the advantage. Guys, you will find those soft numbers probably through most of these college teams, their first 4 or 5 games of the season, and then the odds makers inevitably catch up. They catch up even sooner when you're talking about the power conference teams because there's so much more to be known. But you also have an inherent advantage in college basketball also early in the year, the first 6 weeks of the season, because of all the non-conference games as well. And listen, I always say you got to concentrate the most where the odds makers concentrate the least. And that's what college basketball affords you, that opportunity with over 350 Division 1A teams. Hi, everyone. Al DeMarco here, and this is going to be your Friday video report. A lot to talk about, a number of free selections, a couple in college basketball, one in the NBA, and my thoughts on your college football game tonight between Tulsa and Central Florida. That's all coming up in a minute. A couple of quick promos to tell you about. First of all, Trace Adams. Normally a top-rated play for him is a 1,000-star play. Today, his biggest college hoops play in 11 and a half years here as a charter member of the site. His 2,000-star double your wager college hopes release. Opening blowout of the year, to put it in perspective for you, bigger than his 1,500-star play in the Super Bowl. And the Seahawks last year matches his 2,000-star winner on Auburn, getting the cover against Florida State in last year's national title game. That is going from Trace, and you save $75 by using coupon code TRACE, his first name, T-R-A-C-E. A couple of guys that made you money yesterday. Let's see if they can do it again today. Steve Buden's #1 football crew, the Cali Cartel. 50-dime college football winner, number 9 out of 10 this season. Their Friday night game of the year, UCF and Tulsa the side. They are 16-5-1. In college and pro ball so far this season. This matches last night's 50-dime winner on Cincinnati outright over East Carolina that you got for just $34, just like today's play. Matches their Sunday winner on the Packers 55-14 over the Bears, which you also got for $34. Past 2 Saturdays, they had Georgia Tech as 50-dime plays. Both times, Yellow Jackets laying 4 points. Both times they rolled. Last Saturday, it was 56-23 at NC State, and 2 Saturdays ago, it was 35-10 at home against Virginia. This play equals all of them. Again, you save $75 by using coupon code CALI, C-A-L-I, C-A-L-I, for Cali Cartel. And Matt Rivers, not only going for winner, number 14 out of 18 overall, but another top-rated 500,000-star release. NBA mismatch of the month, and you are going to get it for $19 and save $80 in the process by using coupon code MATT19, M-A-T-T 19. Last night, he had his top-rated 5,000-star play on the Dallas Mavericks. They were laying 14. They beat Philadelphia by 53. Kind of easy. Monday, he had a top-rated 500,000-star play on the Indiana Pacers, -2 at home, and they beat the Utah Jazz by 11. You got both of those plays for $19, just like tonight's. All the rest of your coupons, promos, etc. are over on the homepage. Let's get to your free selections. First of all, we'll start in college basketball. I was looking at the Washington-UTEP game tonight, and I'm kind of surprised that UTEP, playing at home at the Don Haskins Center, is just a 10 to 10.5 point favorite, considering that last year they went to Pullman, Washington, and they pulled the upset of the Cougars a season ago when they were a 6.5 point dog, and they won that game 64-51. Well, here they're playing at home against a Washington State team that was 10-21 a year ago, a Washington State team that the Pac-12 media members picked in the preseason polls to finish 11th. It's the Pac-12. There's only 12 teams, right? 11th out of 12 teams in the conference. And, of course, now, listen, Washington State has Ernie Kent coming in to take over the program, ex-St. Mary's, ex-Oregon. He's got a lot of work to do, though. Let's face it. Yeah, he has 3 starters back, but so does UTEP. And Tim Floyd's team, good team defensively, a lot of different looks that they give you on the defensive end of the floor. They also like to play up-tempo. So I'm willing to lay the points here with UTEP in this contest. And then you'll see among the hundreds and hundreds of games seemingly on tonight's board, you're going to see a lot of the power conference and top-rated schools laying massive points against nobodies. And that's what you'll have a case tonight with Wisconsin playing at home. Minus 28.5 points against Northern Kentucky. Now, we know what Wisconsin did last year. 1-point loss in the Final Four to Kentucky, number 3 in the AP preseason poll. They have 7 of their top 8 rotation players back from a year ago. Frank Kaminsky leading the charge in the pivot. Northern Kentucky, hey, they're a 3-point shooting team. Quick, if you happen to be on Jeopardy! The answer to the question is who are known as the Norse in college basketball? Who are known as the Norse? Who is known as the Norse? Could be that way too, I guess. The Norse, that is Northern Kentucky's nickname. Quick, where's Northern Kentucky located? How about 8 miles southwest of Cincinnati? Okay, there you go. That's all I can tell you about really Northern Kentucky. I mean, really, does it really matter? Just lay the points. I mean, this is a 3-point shooting team that hit like 35% of their threes. A team that shoots that many threes, they do it because they don't have much of an interior presence. They don't. Wisconsin should roll easily in this game. The other thing about Northern Kentucky is that their top player from a year ago, interestingly enough, in all the preview stories I read about, the team was not listed in the coach's top 8 players for the game. Now, I don't know exactly why, but that would lead me to believe that the reason is that he won't be playing tonight for one reason or another. But listen, I think Wisconsin's good enough to win it by 35 points anyway, so why not go ahead and lay the number? There were other games I looked at tonight. I think one of the more intriguing ones with a big double-digit spread is Kansas State laying the 27.5 to 28 points at home against Southern Utah. Remember what happened last year? Bruce Weber, Kansas State, their opening game, also at home in Manhattan. It was against a Big Sky team just like tonight, Northern Colorado, and they got upset by Northern Colorado last year at home. Well, it's not going to happen this year because Southern Utah, I mean, they're awful. I mean, they went 2-27 last year, and both wins came against Division II teams. In the Pomeroy stats, the noted basketball statistician who puts together almost like I would call it a power ratings. Southern Utah was ranked 342nd among 351 Division I-A schools. So that's how bad they are. I'm just pointing it out. Would I lay the points against the Thunderbirds? Absolutely not. But don't be sucked into playing that game, although I do think Kansas State will certainly learn. But listen, K-State has a lot of injury concerns, so I just wanted to throw that out there. It looks like an easy layup. I don't think it will be, so stay away from that game. I'm certainly not advising you to play that one either. You know, you look at Iowa State, a team that has a lot of returning talent, but also has a couple of players that will not start the season for various reasons, missing 1 or 2 games. And even though they're just a 20-point favorite tonight at home against Oakland, that's another big chalk I'd stay away from as well. So anyway, your college basketball release, as I said, I like Wisconsin, but I really like UTEP. And of all the free selections I'm giving you tonight, that would probably be my favorite play on the board. Now, in the NBA, I looked at a couple of games. I like Phoenix Suns a little bit, but then the line went up, and I'm just not that enthralled with the Suns. You know, you look at the Suns, and they're coming off a 112-104 win against the Nets on Wednesday night. My God, they trailed by 19 points in that contest. So I can't get that enthused, laying 7.5 now against Charlotte, even though they've dominated the series, even though the Hornets are coming off the Hornets are coming off back-to-back raw losses to the Lakers and the Trailblazers on the road. Can't be enthused with that one. The game I do like, however, the Atlanta Hawks. The Hawks are now a 4.5-point favorite against Miami. The overnight line was 2, but that line escalated once Dwayne Wade announced that he wasn't going to be playing tonight because of a hamstring injury. Hawks are coming off a 197 home win against the Utah Jazz on Wednesday. Before that, they swept a home-and-home series with the Knicks. I like the way they're playing in this game. And listen, this is a Miami team that other than Chris Bosh and D. Wade and every now and then Norris Cole, where do they get any offensive production? And they didn't have any offensive production in their most recent game, Wednesday night, when they lost and only scored 75 points against Indiana Pacers. So I'm going to go with the Hawks and lay the points with Atlanta there. Now, your college football game tonight, it's kind of an interesting matchup between Central Florida and Tulsa. You know, Central Florida was just rolling along there in the AAC and firmly in control of first place. And then 2 weeks ago, they went to Connecticut. Connecticut, the number 10 team in that conference, right? A team that had been struggling all season long to get anything done offensively. And what happens? Central Florida, 9.5-point road favorite, lays a big-time egg, and they lose to the Huskies in scores 37-29. Well, they're coming off a bye. They are obviously rested, and they're in quadruple revenge tonight against Tulsa. But we're talking about a 20.5-point margin or so in this game, 20.5 points. And you're talking about a Central Florida team who has a quarterback who is very talented in Justin Holman, but also very erratic because his 4 interceptions led to Connecticut pulling that upset win. Now, Tulsa has no defense, okay? That's quite clear. I mean, they have allowed, I think, at least 28 points in every single game. They're allowing 39.2 on the season. They've allowed 35 or more in 7 of their last 8 games, but they have dominated Central Florida in past years. 4 straight wins, including a couple back in 2012, including that big Conference USA championship game upset of Central Florida at the time. But the Knights have won 8 in a row at home. They're number 8 in the country in total defense. But I'm telling you, that's just, you know, Central Florida is not like, let me use an example, not like Cincinnati, who I used last night as my best bet. Cincinnati, no matter what, is going to put points on the board, okay? Central Florida, you're betting on whether or not their quarterback is going to be on tonight, okay? Remember, Justin Holman didn't start the season as their starting quarterback. He's played well in spots, okay? But to expect him to suddenly be magnificent on a consistent basis and for this team to automatically show up and score 20, listen, they could score 40 easily tonight against this Tulsa team. That's how bad Tulsa is. But Tulsa's going to throw the ball, throw the ball, throw the ball. That's what they do best. And they're constantly going to be on the attack. They've got nothing to lose. And I keep going back to Tulsa's road loss to Memphis a couple of weeks ago when they were getting 24, took the early lead, and only lost 40-20. You can have another scenario like that tonight. So I wanted to lay it out. I think I can see taking either side in this game. I don't want to touch it. Again, I handicapped the game, so I figured I'd at least pass on my analysis for it. And again, the free picks in the NBA, I like the Atlanta Hawks. In college basketball, I really like UTEP at home, and I also would ride Wisconsin. That'll do it for today, guys, and I'll catch you again on Saturday morning.